In a world that operates like a giant stage, where every personal moment is broadcast and every life is a broadcast channel, there exist special individuals. They are the digital ghosts, people who are present among us, consuming content, interacting in silence, but absolutely never upload images of themselves onto the great machine of social media. The common explanation is that they're shy, insecure, or simply love their privacy. This script exposes that this is just a lie designed to keep the majority of us obediently compliant. The truth is much deeper. These people are not hiding, they are defectors. They are the first to realize a terrifying truth of the 21st century. Your face is not just a picture, it is a key, and they refuse to hand over that key. The entire system we live in, called the digital panopticon, operates on a single type of fuel, the currency of visibility. Your joy, your sorrow, your achievements, your breakfast. They are no longer moments, they have become assets. And the price of admission to the digital world is to offer up these assets for public consumption. Your face is the initial down payment. But the digital ghosts refuse to pay that price. They have built strong fortresses to counter the panopticon's gaze, with each fortress built on a different psychological foundation. 1. The unchained. These are individuals who have achieved immunity to the system's primary weapon, external validation. They do not operate on a currency of likes, comments, or shares. Their self-worth is generated internally. For the unchained, posting a photo to seek public approval is as absurd as asking a crowd of strangers for permission to breathe. Their power lies in absolute freedom. While the masses are trapped in a frantic cycle of posting and checking notifications, performing for an invisible audience, the unchained are free. Their energy is their own. They have severed the link between their identity and the panopticon's judgment. The guardian of the source code. These are the pragmatists, the ones who have read the fine print of the social contract. They understand that in today's world, a photograph is not an image. It is a data point, a uniquely perfect biometric key. When you upload your face, you are not just sharing a smile. You are feeding a machine that learns your habits, maps your relationships, and logs your location. You are training it to recognize you, predict you, and ultimately, sell you. The guardian of the source code knows this. They view their personal life not as content to be shared, but as a sovereign territory to be defended. Not posting a photo is their firewall.
3. The survivor. These are the ones who have seen the panopticon's true face. They have witnessed the digital mobs, the flash fires of public shaming, and the brutal efficiency with which the machine can turn against an individual. For the survivor, the anxiety of being judged, misinterpreted, or targeted is not a hypothetical fear. It is a calculated risk with devastating potential consequences. Their refusal to post is not cowardice. It is wisdom born from observation. They have chosen peace over performance, sanity over exposure. 4. The sovereign. This is the most powerful archetype. For them, the issue is not validation, data, or judgment. It is authenticity. They feel that the act of curating a photo for public view is an inherent distortion of reality, a performance that betrays their true self. Posting a photo would be an act of self-betrayal. They would rather be invisible and authentic than visible and false. Their silence is not empty. It is a statement. I am more than what you can see. My worth is not for your consumption. These 4 archetypes all refuse to pay the panopticon's toll. They have kept their keys. But the script suddenly pivots, turning the camera back on the billions of us who willingly pay the price every day. We do it for connection, for community, but the terrifying question is posed. You've been paying with your visibility, but what exactly have you been buying? And what does the machine do with the pieces of you it collects after the likes have faded? The answer to the question at the end of part 1 is darker than we imagine. The machine doesn't just watch you, it becomes you. Every photo you post, every reaction you give is a brushstroke in a digital portrait of your soul. a perfect predictive model of your deepest desires, your greatest fears, and your most vulnerable trigger points. This model is called your digital twin, and while you're busy living your life, this digital twin is being sold, manipulated, and experimented on in thousands of invisible auctions every second. It is used to sell you products you don't need, to feed you ideas you would have otherwise rejected, and to subtly shape your behavior until the line between your free will and its programming begins to blur. This is the panopticon's ultimate contract. You give it your image, and in return, it gives you a carefully curated reality designed to keep you scrolling, consuming, and complying. For those who have already joined the system, deleting an account is like trying to unring a bell. Your digital twin already exists. Therefore, the goal is not to escape. The goal is to achieve sovereignty right inside the machine. The script proposes a three-phase insurgency to transform the user from a passive asset into a conscious operator. Phase 1. The visibility audit. For 7 days, you will become a counterintelligence agent in your own life. Before posting anything, stop and ask yourself 3 questions. What is my authentic motive? Am I sharing to genuinely connect, or am I seeking a hit of validation from the machine? What data am I providing? Is this image revealing my location, emotional state, children, or consumer habits? Who profits from this transaction? Does this post serve me, or does it serve the panopticon's need for more data to refine my digital twin? The purpose of this phase is awareness. You're learning to see the system's invisible architecture. Phase 2. Shift from performance to purpose. Once you understand your own patterns, you must hijack them. You will shift your online activity from passive performance to active purpose. The goal is no longer to be seen, but to use your visibility with intent. Instead of posting trivial content to feed the algorithm, each post becomes a deliberate choice. Sharing a skill you're building, a project you're passionate about. You are actively reprogramming your digital twin from a predictable consumer into a complex creator. Phase 3. Reclaim your image. This is the final and most profound step. You must fundamentally reclaim ownership of your own identity. Whether you post 10 photos a day or 1 a year, the choice must be an act of sovereign will, not a reaction to social pressure. Your face is not a commodity. Your life is not content. You treat your image with respect, sharing it intentionally with those who have earned the right to see it. This is the final declaration that you are the sole owner of your own identity.
That is the path to reclaiming sovereignty in the digital age. But this path is not an endpoint. It is the beginning of a new kind of existence, and with it, a new kind of challenge. Once you have achieved this sovereignty, you begin to operate with what can only be described as digital integrity. Your online presence, however large or small, becomes a true extension of your values. You no longer feel the frantic pull of validation or the gnawing anxiety of performance. Instead, there is a quiet confidence. Your connections become fewer but deeper. Your consumption of content becomes intentional, not compulsive. You have escaped the frantic noise of the digital crowd to find the meaningful signal. Do not be mistaken, however. The panopticon does not sleep. A system built on engagement and data is a living entity, and it adapts to survive. When it senses that you are no longer a willing source of predictable data, it will not simply let you go. It will change its tactics. The chains of overt validation are replaced by far more subtle, insidious hooks. The machine will begin to simulate the very authenticity you seek, creating a new trap: manufactured vulnerability. You will see it everywhere. The algorithm will start rewarding tearful confessions, curated struggles, and perfectly imperfect selfies. It will create trends around radical honesty, turning a genuine human quality into a new, more sophisticated form of performance. The panopticon will attempt to sell your own rebellion back to you, packaged as a consumable trend. It will learn that you value purpose, so it will flood your feed with hollow inspirational quotes detached from any real action. It will try to lure you back into the game not by appealing to your vanity, but by appealing to your newfound desire for depth. This is the machine's countermove. If it cannot have your predictable data, it will settle for your predictable outrage or your monetizable quest for meaning. The new battlefield, therefore, is not on your profile, but in your feed. The ultimate test of your sovereignty is no longer just what you choose to post, but what you choose to believe. It is the daily practice of discerning real connection from algorithmically generated sentiment, authentic vulnerability from calculated performance. The conscious operator must evolve from a smart creator into a wise consumer. The question expands from who profits from my post to the more critical question, who profits from my attention and my emotional reaction?